friends, welcome back. Today I have 5 tips to help you start homeschooling now. I know so many of us have started thinking about homeschooling more than ever before. And there are so many resources, so many people talking about it, and it's easy to get bogged down in all the curriculum.
And how do I do this? And how do I do that? How do I teach math? How do I teach language arts?
Well, if you just want to take a pause, take a step back, and homeschool your child on your own terms, I have 5 things I'm going to show you I would recommend that you buy or that you may already have to start homeschooling now. First thing, this is our homeschool shelf. One of the ways that we keep organized is each kid has a box and they put all their curriculum in there. We have been homeschooling for a while, so I have bought the curriculum and intentionally searched out things that I think would interest my child. But I'm going to point out to you a few types of books. I'm not even necessarily suggesting these specific books, but these types of books that I would recommend getting just to start you on a journey of homeschooling. One of them is this book. This particular book is We Dare You, STEM Science Challenges We Dare You to Try. It's just a book full of different science experiments. And every now and then I just let my kids choose one, or sometimes we go through periods where we go through this book and they love it. Most of the supplies in here are just kitchen supplies, kitchen things you can get. The Dollar Tree even has books like this, smaller books that you could just work through even in a summer with your kids. The other thing These are all just different examples of workbooks that I highly recommend, even just for summer. This math skills book, you can find these at Barnes & Noble or Amazon. The Brain Quest book, this one I happen to pick up is the kindergarten first grade, but it's just great little worksheets they can do. They're great for summer. We also use them to just supplement throughout the school year. This is another great company, Kumon. These are great books. You can find them almost anywhere. Walmart, Sam's, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all those places. And this happens to be a first book of cutting, which is great for my preschooler, and it's something he can do on his own while the others are working. Let's see. This is another great resource. The Complete Middle School Guide to Everything You Need to Ace World History in one big fat notebook. We have the world history one and the science one, and I believe there's also a math one and a science one. And you can see it's just very colorful, and it's the text is broken down so it's not difficult for them to read. And we use this to supplement our history. My oldest, I think, has read it cover to cover. He sometimes will pick these up. I actually think the world history is in his room, and he will just pick them up to read for fun. 2 book series I would absolutely recommend to get your children started in being more aware of their world. One is the Classic Starts versions of books. The Odyssey, we read this last year for our history program. The kids loved it. It was easy to follow. The words are simple. I would say it's probably on a 3rd grade reading level, but it's also a really great read aloud. And even if you have slightly older kids, these are really great to read aloud, especially if you want to read to them some of the classics or encourage your child to read one of the classics. Also, these, I think everyone knows about these, but I can't say enough about these. The Who Was books. These are a great resource for kids to learn about all sorts of things throughout history and different famous people. These particular ones, we did a unit study on New York City. We traveled to New York City. I had him read each of these, and then we did a little mapping activity about where these things were and what we were going to visit, and it was great. Another resource that I highly recommend you get is a whiteboard. Now, this one is from the Dollar Tree. I would love if I can get out one day to do a Dollar Tree classroom haul, because the Dollar Tree has so many wonderful things. If you're a new homeschooler, just go to the Dollar Tree. You'll totally be set. We use one of these every day. Our curriculum has a sentence dictation, but you could also get them to practice math facts on this. You could get them to do so many things, and sometimes just writing with a marker on the whiteboard and erasing it is more fun than writing it on paper. Which brings me to my next point. Paper. Paper. Yes. We have construction paper, notebook paper, gigantic paper, cardstock, little books that the kids can make stories out of. Yes, homeschoolers notoriously go through tons of paper, but it's the nature of the game. I would highly recommend to start getting a package of construction paper and notebook paper. Even if you have older children, sometimes writing on construction paper just totally changes their attitude. Number 3, basic supplies. Scissors. This and glue are a lifesaver for my preschooler. He loves to cut and glue while we do school. He takes a piece of paper, cuts it up, and glues it onto another sheet. Even if you have older kids, these are great basic tools because you never know when they're going to get creative. So even if you're not planning on homeschooling, basic kid supplies to have. We also like to keep ours nice and organized in this bin so they can easily access it. They don't have to ask me to come do these things. They can just come in and cut and glue and get a piece of paper if they need one. We also have pencils, which is very important if you're doing homeschool, and a few markers, pens as well. The fourth thing you need is a designated spot to homeschool. Now, many people debate on this, but I feel like it works better for my kids to do their written work at a designated space. Now, we're lucky and we have made our dining room into a playroom / homeschool room. You don't need a specific space in your home to make a beautiful curated homeschool room. Trust me, ours is not Pinterest worthy. But I would encourage you to say, okay kids, we're gonna do school at but I would encourage you to make your kitchen table your homeschool space. Make the small preschool table your homeschool space. We just use a plastic table. It's been well loved with lots of paint and eraser marks, but it's our homeschool space and it works great for us. So pick a spot in your home that you think will be quiet, that will give your kids room to move about, and make that the space where you do school every day. Okay, and the fifth thing I can't show you right now, but that is to have fun. Take the time to learn with your kids. Relax. Read a book on the couch together. Get outside. Don't be afraid to take some chalk and do those math problems outside. Have fun and make it your own. Remember, as I always say, it doesn't have to be what somebody else does. Make it your own. So have fun with your kiddos, get creative, and find a way to make it work for you because it always can. Thanks, guys. See you next time.